Damn it. It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't even notice you there.
What?
It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't notice. Action.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there.
Oh, well, hello, Walt Whitman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Nice, I like that little riff on that guitar.
Thanks. It's great.
Alright, so I've got some questions for you about your poem, This Compost.
Oh yeah, great. Please ask me.
What are some themes that you displayed in your poem?
Well, you know, in my poems, I always try and display themes. A theme that I really felt was spectacular as a whole, and one that I chose to use in this poem, was regeneration. Now, when you think of compost, think of death, alright? Dirt, brown, you know, dark, okay? Now, compost is also a breeding ground for life. The textures of earth intercombining to create creatures. Dude, I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I want to redo that.
Alright, so Walt, next question.
Yes.
What types of poetic devices did you use and why?
You know, I used a lot of poetic devices throughout this compost. One of the big ones for me was alliteration. Okay? So, I take a lot of pride. Alright, wait, what is alliteration, dude? I forgot.
Alright, so Walt, next question. What types of poetic devices did you use and why?
Well, you know, Rick, thank you for that question. It's a good one. Alright? Now, I take a lot of pride in using, or infusing my poetry, as it were, with certain things. One of these things is participles. In this compost, I use participles all over the place, alright? And what it does is it just gives that compost a life, a voice, you know, a feeling, a texture. So, that's what I did for that.
Oh, thank you. That's a great answer.
Thank you.
Alright, now the third and final question. What gave you the inspiration to write this poem? Out of any other poems, why this compost and not that compost?
Well, John. Shit.
Okay, now Walt Whitman, third and final question. What gave you the inspiration to write this poem?
Well, first off, thank you for that question, Jerry. A lot of inspirations influenced this poem for me as a whole. I remember seeing the birth of a blue jay bird coming out of its little shell, and it was like such a monumental event, this birth, this life. And so I thought, you know, from life must come death, and from death must come life. And so this was kind of the basis for this compost, as it were. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for taking some time out of your...
That was pretty bad. Oh, you're still recording.
Alright, next question, Walt. What type of poetic devices did you use and why?
Well, first off, thanks, Herbert, for that question. It's a good one. Okay? In this compost, I used a lot of repetition throughout, just to give that idea of rebirth, regeneration, life. Just really drive that idea home for the reader. Okay? Now, Another thing that I did quite a lot was use imagery to give the reader an outlook on what I am seeing. Allow them to see through the eyes of me. Okay? You can visualize that life coming up from the compost and flying, soaring, you know? You know. You know as well as I know that life comes from death. So, you know, and compost is always dead. It's not a living, breathing thing. But it creates living, breathing things. And that's what I find so fascinating as a human being.
Alright, Walt, now last question. What inspired you to write this Compost? Because I know that like you had a lot of stuff going on in your life at that time. Like what just made you want to branch out and write this?
Well, Fred, you know, I was inspired for this poem by the pure and most beautiful power that is nature. I think of all the mothers, fathers, children, animals, plants, all living together, interconnected. Let me grab my book, Leaves of Grass, on sale for $19.95 right now. And let me flip to this compost and read you a line or two. This is one of my favorite lines of all time, actually. I would say top 5 in the poetical world. It's right here. It says that it is safe to allow it to lick my naked body all over with its tongues. That it will not endanger me with the fevers that have deposited themselves in it. That it is all clean forever and forever. For me, that little section right there is just talking about how the world around us lives within each of us. And we must die to live. And for there to be life, there must be death. So, it's really great to be here. And I appreciate all that has happened.
Well, thank you, Walt, for taking some time out of your day. And have a good night.